Here's what makes this matchup different. IU is the favorite in Vegas, but if you talk to any college football fan, especially those crazy SEC fans,
I don't give a piss about nothing but the Tide, baby. I don't give a piss about nothing but the Tide.
that almost sounds impossible for IU to be the favorite. And that's the disconnect. That's the story here, because the college football playoff matchup between the Indiana Hoosiers and the Alabama Crimson Tide isn't just about who wins. It's about how we decide who holds the power in college football. Tonight, I'm breaking down the balance of power. And before we get into the film, the numbers, and the narratives, make sure you stay with me all the way to the end, because I'm going to give you my prediction. Stick with me. Now, Vegas has IU favorite. Fans hear that and immediately push back. Why? Because Vegas doesn't care about logos. It doesn't care about trophies. It don't care about recruiting rankings from 5 years ago, old Nick Saban. Vegas looks at efficiency, consistency, and matchup profiles. How games are most likely to be played, snap by snap. Fans, especially SEC fans, trust something else. They trust the helmet. They trust that old Alabama glory tale, glory stories. But let's be fair. SEC skepticism isn't arrogance, it's conditioning. They're brainwashed. SEC fans have seen this movie before. Teams get hyped, analytics back them, confidence grows, and then the trenches tell a different story. So why is IU favored over Alabama? Here's why. IU doesn't play chaotic football. They stay on schedule. They protect the football. They limit explosive plays. They force opponents to earn everything. They're not just flashy, they're dependable. And in a playoff, dependability matters the most. IU isn't trying to overwhelm Alabama. They're trying to control the game, control the ball, control the clock, and that type of football travels well. All right, quick pause. If you're listening to this and thinking, okay, some of this makes sense, but I'm still a little lost, that brings me to today's sponsor, me. I wrote a book called Football 101, A Mother's Playbook to Understanding High School Football. It breaks down the game the same way I'm doing right now. Clearly, simply, and without assuming you grew up in a locker room. If none of this makes sense yet, read the book. If you want to start watching football confused and start watching it confidently, read the book. The link is in the description. Find it on Amazon. All right, back to the show. This game is a clash of philosophies. Alabama wants separation, explosiveness. They want to win with the elite talent they have. Indiana wants to control the tempo, fewer possessions, and put pressure on every snap. When Indiana shortens the game, every possession matters. And when every possession matters, favorites get uncomfortable. Now the game isn't about who's better. It's about who's most patient. Indiana showed us in their game versus Penn State that they can win in crunch time. They can make those plays when it matters most. The throw from Mendoza and the catch in the back of the end zone was one of the best college football plays we saw all season. IU is prepared for this moment. And let's be real, IU is playing free. Alabama is the one with all the expectations. That doesn't make Alabama weak, but it does change the margin of error. For IU, success builds belief. For Alabama, every mistake is going to feel heavy. Pressure doesn't always break teams, but it always reveals them. And the college football playoff has exposed impatience before. Every playoff upset has the same shape. Not domination, resistance. A third down stop, a red zone stand, a drive that flips belief without flipping the score. Indiana doesn't need to control the entire game. They need to absorb Alabama's best punch and still be standing. If they do that, the balance of power doesn't flip forever, but it does tilt. This game isn't really asking, is IU better than Alabama? It's asking, can Alabama force IU out of its comfort zone? Vegas believes IU can dictate structure long enough to matter. Fans believe Alabama will impose its will. That tension, numbers versus tradition, is why this game matters. Now, if you want my prediction, I'm going IU by 100. Nah, not literally, but I do think IU is going to put belt to ass. I don't think it's going to be close. IU's the best coach team. They've played the best football all year long. Some people don't even think Alabama deserved to be here. So I'm going Hoosiers. And when this one's all over, come on back. Because if IU wins, people will say they saw it coming. If Alabama wins, people act like this never was a real question. But remember this moment. IU was favored. IU was doubted. And I got the Hoosiers by 100. This is Unfiltered with Coach Boz. Subscribe now because the post-game breakdown is already written. We're just waiting on the score. And whether it's IU by 1 or IU by 100, this game's going to tell us something. This has been Unfiltered. Peace.